Hi everyone, I thought I would do a video on my OPPT, One People's Public Trust, progress so far. I'm feeling very excited and I just want to share my excitement and my progress. So I thought I'd do a video on what's been happening with me. So here goes. Basically, I've sent out three CNs, and the CNs that I've sent out are for a credit card and for a bank kind of overdraft, some money owed, supposedly owed to the bank. So for the first one, I sent two CNs out to the credit card company Capital One and to the solicitor acting on behalf of Capital One, who is taking me to court and is, the person that wants me to pay this said amount every month. So basically, I sent those out. I received, out of the three that I sent, I've received 2 responses. So, the solicitor that I sent the CN to has responded, and I'll just quickly go through what the solicitor basically is saying to me. So, this is the solicitor acting on behalf of Capital One, the solicitor that has basically, sent me details of a county court documents just stating that, they're claiming this money under all these different guises. So anyway, basically, the letter basically just says that they received my letter, the content of which they do not accept. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. They're going about their legislation and so on. And then they say that I haven't defended myself in court. I don't go to court. Court is their arena. Court is a place where if they get you in there, you're not going to come out in a favourable position. It's all about, getting you to contract with them. And you're under their jurisdiction. You're on their territory. So I don't go to court. So anyway, he's saying I didn't defend myself in court, and therefore you need to pay this amount. We don't recognise your documents, your CNs. It says here we have no agreement with you and our retainer is with our client. That's like a bit of a cop-out. They're kind of saying that, if anything happens, it's nothing to do with us kind of thing. So they're saying, lots of different things here. The debt is lawful and all of that. So basically, great, okay, you've responded to that. So then I've now sent them an invoice. The invoice basically is actioned because of the respondent. I did advise you that you would be invoiced for agreeing to terms of my courtesy notice. I did advise not to contact me by telephone or in writing again. And I've also said that, I'm invoicing you because this claim is absent of any lawful binding contract between parties. I'm also invoicing you because you're attempting to enforce a prior instrument from a foreclosed entity. He's also denying in his letter that that these institutions are foreclosed. And I'm also invoicing you for seizing opponents' threatening to seize my private property and goods. Because this is what is, they're saying if I don't pay this, then they'll send these people out to take my goods. So all in all, those he's been invoiced for 9,000 ounces of silver. So I've got yet to hear from them, the solicitors, in regard to. I'm not obviously they're not just going to pay up, but I understand what the process is. I send the first invoice, I send a follow-up invoice, and then I send a final demand, and then we go on to commercial liens. I'm not at that stage yet, but I'm kind of understanding how the process works. It's so exciting. So that's that done. And it's, I feel so empowered. It's just like, you don't accept my paperwork, I don't accept yours. So I sent the invoice, and I also sent, request for documentation funding. So, anybody that's familiar with OPPT knows that the letter just asks for them to produce documentation of prior title, ownership and rights to the money allegedly owned, the financial instruments. It also asks to produce documentation of the history of the original funds, that your company has prior title, ownership and rights to the money allegedly loaded from above financial instrument, history and origin of funds must show at least 3 generations of the original funds. And the last one is produce documentation of the actual transaction and transfer of said funds prior to title, ownership and rights. And I've also, this letter, you know, also states failure to respond to this within a 14-day period. Please provide, you know, the above documents within 15 days, of receipt of this request. And failure to do that will be admission that you don't have those documents. And of course, we know that they don't. So this is what I've sent to the Capital One solicitors. I also sent the courtesy notice that I sent to the solicitors to Capital One as well. Funnily enough, I've heard nothing from them. I've had no contact, no response, nothing. So I'm just going to, okay, fair enough. You leave me alone, go away. That's absolutely fine. And then the last CN I sent was to, just bear with me, to a Halifax Lloyd's account that were chasing me through a third-party debt collection agency. Sent them a courtesy notice, you know, just clearly outlining that I do not owe you this money. Your institution has been foreclosed. You no longer have the authority. You never did anyway. So that was sent, and I received a really interesting letter back from them saying that thank you for your recent communication regarding the above mentioned account. We confirm that as your per letter dated blah blah blah, we have promptly forwarded all the relevant details to our client for their urgent attention. Ooh. And then they're saying this debt recovery limited was acting in good faith, yeah, on behalf of our client's instructions, on behalf of Halifax, Lloyd's TSB, whatever, and in our attempts to collect the balance that our client believes to be outstanding. We have placed the above mentioned account on hold, and we urgently await response from the bank. So what they've basically done is they've sent my documents, my courtesy notice to Halifax, and they're holding their hands up and saying, it's nothing to do with us, you know, it's not our business. You know, we were acting on behalf of the client and we've sent your documents to the bank and it's up to them to, you know, tell us what to do. So to me, that's like, okay, you might actually be taking this a little bit seriously then, because you know, I'm picking up from both of the responses that I've had. Oh, it's nothing to do with us. You know, it's not, well, it is something to do with you because it clearly states on the CN that you are personally liable, you are personally responsible now. You do not have these corporations to fall back on anymore. You do not have that security of the corporation. They've been foreclosed. So this is your responsibility. You keep harassing me and harming my measurable energy through, you know, different ways. You are personally liable. And this is what is coming across, I feel, in the responses that I've had, that some of them are saying, oh, I don't accept that. And anyway, it's nothing to do with me because I'm working on behalf of blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, my God, this is nothing to do with us. We were acting in good faith. We have sent your documents to, the bank. It's there. It's nothing to do. Well, actually, it is something to do with you. So, I mean, that one's on hold. So I await to hear from Halifax and Lloyd's TSB to see what they think of that. So that's basically where I'm at with it. Today I have to go now and send out CNs to council tax bailiffs that are, you know, just writing to me all the time. You know, they'll put me in prison. They're gonna, you know, take all my property. They're coming to my area next week. You know, they're gonna come to my area and they're gonna take my goods. You know, it just so doesn't work anymore. You know, that fear just isn't there anymore. It's just like, get lost. I'm not interested. Game over. Gone. You know, you have no control over me before. You do not govern me. You know, you do not legislate me. You do not do any of that. That's all gone now. It's, you know, it's just not there anymore. That fear isn't there. And this is such a learning process for me because, you know, I've never studied law ever. It's like law was just something that was like, oh, you know, law just, oh no, you know, because I didn't believe in that system anyway. I knew it was all a farce, and I knew it was, you know, completely unbalanced, unfair, and what's the point? But this this isn't really law, is it? So I'm still getting used to all the terminology. I'm learning. I'm on a huge learning curve. And when I first started, it was like, oh my God, this is just so much information. It was so new. But bit by bit, if I do a little bit every day, little bit by little bit, I'm actually really enjoying learning this process. I'm having an absolute ball. I'm enjoying myself so much. The fear's gone. Using these tools is it's the best thing that's ever happened in terms of, within that context. There's never been anything like this where we can actually say, where there's a process, where it's clearly defined, where you know what you're doing, you know what you do, and you're given the help and support to do that. The help and support that I received through the groups on Facebook and, through social media is incredible. We all support one another, and it really is amazing. I'm so excited. And I've also had this idea that I want to share with someone, with a group really, with a group of people that I really feel can add value to myself, but also add value to others in terms of helping us all out financially. So it's just an idea at this stage, and I have no idea if it's a really stupid idea or if it's going to work. But I'm going to bite the bullet, and I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to talk to a few trusted people within my circle about ways in which we could maybe, get something set up, because I'm hearing from a lot of the people who have come out of the system, like myself. We are learning to adjust to not being in that system, and we have to find new ways of creating what we need. And until, obviously, hopefully we won't need money for much longer, but until we do, while we still do, I think I may have an idea where it could work. I don't know. It's just an idea. So anyway, I'll come back to you on that soon. Definitely come back to you on that soon. So that's where I am. I hope this has made some sense. I will come back to you with a second video once I've sent the invoices out and I've made a little bit of progress with that. But for now, that's basically where I am with it. So on that note, it's all very exciting, and I wish you all well, sincerely, and I will come back to you soon. Okay, thanks. Bye.